Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. But in today's video, we're actually going to do something a little different. One of my best friends actually gave me this idea. She just randomly threw it at me and I accept it, so thank you, Cynthia. She actually gave me the idea to do the 10 things I wish I knew before going to college. Here's a little backstory on when I started college. I had no idea what I was doing when I was applying to college, applying for financial aid. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I figured that the high school I went to would, help out a little bit more with that, since most of us have never applied to anything like that before, but I never got any help or advice. That's just my experience. So I figured I could come on here and help you guys with some information. This is information about, before going to college, and just things like during college that I might have not done to the best of my abilities, that I could have done better, or that I did learn that if I had knew before I started college, they would have been fantastic. I figured, since I'm on my second to last semester, which is almost over, my last semester is the spring semester of 2019, so I should be graduating soon. I wanted to give you some info. Maybe you guys are starting out college, or maybe you're applying to colleges, and I just wanted to give you some insight on what it's like to be a college student, and 10 things that you should definitely know before you go into college. And just so you know, I have them written down on my phone, so if I'm looking down occasionally, that's why. So the first thing I wish I knew before I went to college was not be afraid to ask questions. I am terrible at this. There's actually a couple of things I'm terrible at, but I will talk about those later. So I'm really bad with asking questions. I never ask questions. I never asked questions in high school, in middle school, anywhere, until I got to college. And it was like, you have to figure things out on your own sometimes. The only way that I could figure things out on my own were to ask questions. Even if they were the most obvious answered questions, I still asked them. When you go into college, you're in a new environment. You're not someplace you've been in for 4 years. So after those 4 years where you've grown to, you're in that place, you've grown for 4 years in this place, and you have teachers you love that you're super close with, and you have people and, rooms you feel comfortable in, hallways, tables that you're comfortable sitting on. Being in that environment, it's really hard to go and be in a brand new, huge, ginormous environment where you're not comfortable anywhere, because that's how I was. I wasn't comfortable sitting on the benches that my college has, the picnic tables. I wasn't very comfortable that much sitting in the library at like the computers or at the desks, and still to this very day I'm not very comfortable sitting at the desks in the library. But that's just a whole nother story. So I'm just saying, ask questions. Don't be afraid to. If they think you're stupid, them. Who cares? It's for you. You need to find out the information you need, and there's no stupid question. Regardless of what other people think, there's no stupid question. Like, every question is important, and every question deserves to be answered, whether it's the hardest question or the easiest question. The second thing that I wish I knew before going to college is that you do not have to take classes on Fridays. I'm so glad that I figured this out. Not that it's like treasure, like a hidden treasure or something, but I was taking classes in my first beginning semesters, like Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Struggled a lot with it. I was like really stressed out, taking classes 5 days out of the week, like really heavy course loads was incredibly stressful for me. Thinking about all the coursework I had to do for 5 days out of the week, and I only had 2 days on the weekend. It was just not enough time for me. It was incredibly stressful and just terrible. I took one semester, I didn't take any Friday classes, so they were way shorter. So yeah, like those were a lifesaver to me. I only go, right now for this semester, I only go to school Mondays through Thursdays, and I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, and it is the greatest feeling in the entire world whenever Thursday rolls around, and I get so happy after my last class of the day when I know that I can just go straight home and not have to worry about school the next day. It makes me, it's every Thursday I feel so relieved and so great and so happy that I don't have to go to school the next day. Number 3. So there is a website called Rate My Professor. I will link it down in the description box. It is a great source of information if you've never heard of it. When you're going into college, you know, your first semester, you don't know any of the professors. Unless you know somebody who's went to college before you, to the same college you're going to, you don't know any information about these professors. You don't know how heavy their course loads are. You don't know how mean they are, how nice, great they are. You don't know what goes on in the classroom with any of these professors. Rate My Professor is a great website for you to find out all this information for. You can actually even look up like by class numbers on there, so you can see like how the professors are. They even get rated by like chili peppers and stuff, so you can see like how great they are. They have like if you would take the class again, you know, like percentages like that. It's just really great. Every time I start a new semester, I look up the classes I want to take and I go straight over to Rate My Professor to see if any of the professors that are listed for the classes available, if any of them are decent enough, in my opinion. They also say that on Rate My Professor, it's usually the people who get the F's or the A's. So, I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt, I guess. I always I don't rely on Rate My Professor, but it's just a really good source of information that you can go to find out about any of the professors at your college if you're brand new to them. Number 4, ask your high school counselors and even your advisors at college for scholarships. You can also do your own research on this. Scholarships give out like millions of dollars to students who need the money for college. College is pretty expensive nowadays. Scholarships will give anything to anyone. It's just so good to have. If you get like financial aid from like your state and stuff like that, that's so awesome too. Remember to sign up for that. If you live in Florida, remember to sign up for FAFSA in the beginning of the fall semester, so you're good for the fall, spring, and summer. Like I said, please, please, please ask somebody, do your own research about scholarships. I was very terrible, and like I said, I didn't know any information. I wasn't told to look up scholarships, which I know you would think being a senior in high school you would know these things, but when it comes down to it, you really don't. And well, I didn't, at least, and a bunch of people I went to school with did not. I wish that somebody had like pounded it into my head to look up scholarships. They're just really, really great. They can pay for like everything if you find the right scholarship. So please, please, please look up scholarships. Number 5. Okay, so this one is very, very important actually. This is to actually sit down, maybe even with a pen and a piece of paper, and actually think about what you might want to do, like career-wise. To also think about what you can major in that will help you achieve this career. So me, I'm a psychology major. I'm getting my AA, so I'm not really anywhere near where I want to be. At first, I kind of wanted to do like clinical psychology. That's kind of where I was at, but I've decided to kind of lean towards more of forensic psychology. I can't wait to be a forensic psychologist one day. Like, I've sat there and I've looked up certain types of psychology, you know, clinical research, forensic, music psychology, music therapy, I guess, because I did music in high school. You know, I looked up things like that, and clinical always was, I figured clinical was the best way to go, and I didn't really I didn't know much about each one, even though I had looked them up because I was very like naive. I ended up changing my mind to being a psychologist, and I'm definitely leaning more towards forensic psychology. But if I hadn't sat down and actually written down, like, okay, I'm going to major in psychology, these are the things that I can do in psychology, and then, you know, decide from that list what route I wanted to go in, then I wouldn't know that I wanted to be a forensic psychologist, and I would be wasting my time in college with classes that have nothing to do with psychology. So that's why I say, like, really sit down and think. You know, if you have a couple of majors on there, you know, write them all down and then write what you can do in those majors, and then be like, okay, well, I kind of want to do this over this, or this over that, or something, you know. Sit down and, like, decide, because, I mean, you're not really going to waste most of your time getting your AA, because your AA is just typical stuff, you know. It's like math, reading, you know, all of that, like, important, like, stuff you basically do, like, in high school. But, you know, after your AA, you are starting to pay for things that actually have to do with your major and what you want to major in, what career you want to have. So, you know, it's really important to figure out what you want to do, because if you're sitting there and you have no major, you're wasting your money and you're wasting your time. That's what I understand, at least, from the whole situation. Number 6, do not procrastinate. I am so serious about this. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. Like, I'm like the worst procrastinator, like, ever. Like, ever. I'm terrible. I can't even tell you. And it's so bad because I have terrible anxiety and terrible, like, stress. I'm stressed 24/7. Like, I'm stressed 24/7. And it's all because I procrastinate. I was terrible, and I'm doing a lot better actually now, this semester and last semester. Do not procrastinate. That will only make you fail. That will literally only make you fail. It's better to just stay on the ball and, you know, get things done ahead of time. You know, have essays written, you know, like 2 or 3 days, and sometimes even a week before, depending on how much time your professor gives you to write your essay. You know, have that like written out, like have it, like, do outlines, have it, like, I don't even know, like, how much to tell you. Don't procrastinate. Like, be a good student. Be a good student. College is way different than high school. High school is so important as well. Like, I'm not even joking. It's very important. You know, high school can get you into a really good career, and, you know, college and, you know, scholarships are really good too. You're not paying for high school. You're paying for college. Don't let your money go to waste. Like, seriously. Save your money. 8. Don't be afraid to make some new friends in college. I'm terrible at this. I normally will have some friends in my classes that we talk to, but when we're outside of the classroom, we never really speak to each other. I would technically call them classroom acquaintances, I guess, but which probably makes sense that I have the same 3 friends from high school, but I would never get rid of them. They are some of the best people that I know, and I love them. So if you're watching this, you're never getting rid of me. But yeah, so if you're ever doing a project with somebody, you know, get their number, like, talk to them, be friends with them. You never know, you guys might actually have, like, a lot in common. Make some friends, make some memories, and, you know, just enjoy the people around you, because there are going to be tons of different people around you. Some are great and some are not that good, but every person that you meet in your life is going to be a lesson. So you can either take it and run with it, or be like me and take it and lose it. So
take it and lose it is not the right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Whatever.
9. College flies by like nobody's business. It's like you're on a 10-minute timer and that's all you have of college, at least for your AA degree or AS, whatever you're getting. Yeah, I literally graduate next semester, and I honestly swear last semester I was just walking in through the doors of my college and stepping into my first class. It's just insane to me that already, like, I've already got part of my goals are finished, you know, and it's just crazy to me. So, you know, appreciate everything, you know, pay attention to everything, listen, you know, take those opportunities, you know, talk if somebody asks you a question. Don't let any chances go by. Take chances, do it, just enjoy college. College is pretty great. And 10, our last one. Alright, so this one is kind of, I mean, it's important. It really is actually very important. So this is our last one. Enroll in that one class that you thought you wouldn't like. It might be a career changer. I really don't have any information. I mean, like, this didn't happen to me. Like I said, I want to be a forensic psychologist because I want to catch serial killers. There could be a class you think, oh, I don't want to take that class. Like, that class is weird. I've heard terrible things about it. I don't agree with anything that's going on in the classroom, but you really never know. You might actually enjoy the class a lot. You might actually even change your major depending on that class. So, you know, it's a really big deal. You know, take classes that you wouldn't normally take. You do have to have like certain electives. So, you know, waste your electives on a class you would have never thought to take. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. It's only like 4 months long. You don't have to deal with it after that. It's over with, and you can say sayonara, bye. Think about doing that. It's kind of a important thing. So, okay, so I kind of have to hurry up because my battery is low. But I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching my video. Leave me comments down below about how your first year of college was, if you attended college, or how you feel about going to college if you are going to be a freshman. I'd really like to hear your stories. And like I said, I'm going to link Rate My Professor down below in the description box if you've never heard of it and you've never been there before. It's really, really awesome. Check it out. Well, make sure to follow my social media. I link it down in the description box every video. I'm also going to put it right here. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also make sure to hit that post notifications bell so you're notified every time that I upload, which is every Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!